Hey, I'm Brian from IFA 2018 and this is the HTC U12 Life. You may remember HTC's U11 Life from last year, which was a mid-range Android One phone, but this year only one thing remained the same. This is still a mid-ranger, but it doesn't come with Android One. This phone runs HTC Sense on top of Android 8.1 Oreo, which means there's no update guarantee, but of course we will hope for Android 9. But the version of HTC Sense that is on here is more toned down. The settings and all of the system features look pretty close to stock, and all of the standard apps are also Google's. But there is still HTC Blink feed in the launcher. I wish that HTC would just replace that with the Google feed, because even Huawei does that at this point. The design is also very interesting. You have this two-tone look on the back that is kind of similar to the Pixel phones. The top is smooth, and below you have this striped finish that is very grippy. The whole back is made out of acrylic, which means that it's basically plastic, and that's also how it feels like. It doesn't feel very premium, and not even the sides are made out of metal, and it just isn't worthy of the €349 price tag, when other manufacturers like Motorola or Huawei release metal and glass phones in the same price range. This finish also comes in only two flashy colors, either a blue or a pink purplish color. And the back doesn't only resemble the Pixel, it also kind of resembles the iPhone with that dual camera up at the top left. It's a 16 megapixel sensor that also supports 4K video, and the second sensor is just a 5 megapixel sensor for depth information. The camera on the other side of the phone is 13 megapixels, and below that camera is of course the screen. This is a 6-inch Full HD Plus LCD panel. It doesn't have a notch, so if you don't like that, then this phone may be something you want to consider. Under the hood you find Qualcomm Snapdragon 636 CPU, backed up by either 4 or 6 GB of RAM and 64 or 128 GB of storage. Now, this CPU is pretty normal for a mid-range phone, it's a pretty good performer, but there are other mid-range phones with higher specs, so that's also something you need to be aware of. There's also a fast fingerprint sensor on the back, and the phone also supports dual SIM. What it doesn't support, however, is any kind of water resistance. Now, there's also a 3600 mAh battery inside. That is pretty big for this kind of CPU and display combo, so battery life should hopefully be very great. There is, however, no fast charging on this phone, so it will take a lot of time to fill this battery back up through the USB-C port on the bottom, and there's fortunately also a headphone jack on this phone. I'm not really sure if this phone is really worth any kind of buying recommendation. Of course, I didn't spend a lot of time with it, but there are other options at the same price point that feel more premium and have more premium internals. And this phone also now doesn't even have the selling point of Android One anymore. Hopefully at least battery life and the camera are very good. Thanks for watching my IFA 2018 content. If you enjoyed this video, you know which buttons to press, and don't forget to press that follow button on Twitter. I'm Brian, and I'll see you in the next one.